Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today I will be interviewing a Canadian actress. I'm sure a lot of you know her, or you at least know her face. Her name is Beverly Elliott. She's a very funny, very talented character actress from many movies like Who's Harry Crumb, Duets, Unforgiven. That's a big Academy Award winner there. The Crush, the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, lots of great movies. And I'm having her on today to talk about those movies and her career and stuff. And she's a really talented, funny actress, like I said. And I was trying to reach out to her for the longest time. I couldn't find her. There's so many people with the same name on Facebook. And Beverly Elliott, I mean, that's a common name. So I was trying to look for her for the longest time, and I did. So, here is my interview with Beverly Elliott.
Hello.
Hey, Beverly.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am spectacular.
Great.
It's a nice day today.
And you're calling from California, hey?
Yes, Redding, California.
Oh, great.
Yes. It's such an honor. I appreciate you coming on today.
Oh, thank you. Are we doing this live?
Not live, but I'm pre-recording it.
Great. Okay. Got it. I'm just going to run the water to get some water to drink here. Just a second. Just walked in the door.
Okay.
Now, I was just going to check my phone. Tom is your first name, right?
Yes, Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy. Yeah, I was just looking going, okay, he's calling right now, and his name is Tommy. Thank you.
Yes.
So, tell me a bit about your podcast.
Well, it's cult movie oriented. I mean, it started out as just horror and sci-fi, and then I decided to branch out and talk about everything besides that stuff. And I also interview comedians, writers, directors, the whole nine yards.
Oh, fantastic.
And there's no censorship, so you could swear all you want.
Oh, good.
Yes. So, going back to the beginning, did you fall in love with acting early on?
I did fall in love with it early on. I didn't pursue it, and I also didn't. I grew up in rural Ontario in a farming community, and for me, back in the 60s, the options when you grew up were you would either be a teacher, a nurse, or a mother, or possibly a librarian, or a secretary. You know, nobody was in the arts. It wasn't an artistic community, and I was always drawn towards it, but I didn't know for a long time that it was actually an option of a way to make a living. So I didn't start working in the arts until I was in my 20s.
Mm-hmm. But you never did, like, plays in school?
I did a couple of them, and every time I did, I would have this drama teacher or somebody come over and go, "Why aren't you taking drama? Why aren't you signed up?" But I was hanging out with the cool kids, and at that time, the cool kids weren't doing drama. You know, it was kind of I don't know, we weren't very nice, but I wanted to be with my people. So I just let my peers influence me at that age. And I thought it wasn't a cool thing to do until I moved to Vancouver, and that was in 1983. And I felt my family were all back east in Eastern Canada, and I just thought, okay, now I'm finally alone, and I can do what I really want to do, which is be an actor and sing. So I signed up for an acting class, and I met my people. I met kindred spirits in that class. Some of them I'm still friends with today. It was one of those life-changing periods. You know, some people find that in university, you find it, but that particular group of people that I met with there, I found my voice, and I found my passion, and I found confidence, I would say.
Mm-hmm. I've interviewed so many Canadian actors, and they are my favorite people because they're the nicest people in the world, and Canadian women, they just love it when I tell dirty jokes.
Are you about to tell one?
I actually saved the jokes for later in the podcast, but yeah, I wanted to mention that though. They are just awesome, the Canadians.
Oh, thank you. We're a very nice country, aren't we? But don't cross us because we never forget. And I do what I do love about this country. It is generosity, but it is there are some contenders here, that's for sure.
I know they're like the kind of people who they say dirty stuff and then they apologize and they got their fingers behind their back crossed.
What? I didn't say anything. Yeah.
So did you do extensive training for acting?
Over the years, I did. I didn't go to a school, a training institution. I just signed up for workshops. And at that point in the 80s in Vancouver, there were a lot of workshops happening. And actually a lot of Americans coming up and offering week-long workshops, doing scene study, Alexander technique, movement, voice work. I did a 6-week voice intensive. So I was so hungry and so in love with training and the business. I took every workshop that came through town. So it was great. I said I learned on the streets, but I didn't. I had amazing teachers that came through that I worked with. And I still do, if I feel a bit rusty or I've come off a Christmas holiday where it's like, holy, I'm just in the sludge, I'll throw myself into an acting class just to scare myself. Because sometimes it's scarier doing your work in front of your peers than it is to be on set or to be, in theater. Because you're paid for the gig. It's kind of a different mentality when you're paid. You're supposed to be there. You've got the part. You've earned the part. And then you do your work. Whereas in an acting class, it's, you've got people that are watching with a different eye, with a real knowing eye,
Yeah.
So it's good. It's good to scare yourself.
Have you ever been in classes with anybody who became famous?
Somewhat, yeah. I don't know how much you guys would know them there. I used to study with Tom Cavanaugh. Do you know Tom?
Sounds familiar.
He's in the Flash right now.
Oh, okay.
A show called Ed. It's a great show that was produced in the States. Who else? Like lots of the Stargate people, Paul McGillian, Gary Chalk. Who else did you know? They're going to be most of Canadians.
I know so many Canadian actors.
Let me think on it and it'll come, okay?
Okay.
Carol Rothery, do you know her?
I know who she is, yeah.
Yeah. Saying it's all perspective.
Do you know, like...
Who do you know? What Canadians do you know?
Okay, Lisa Langlois.
Okay.
Leslie Donaldson. Lynn Griffin.
Yep.
Art Hindle.
Okay, they're more in the sci-fi world, right? My cat's about to drink my water.
Well, they do every genre, but yes, they have done horror and sci-fi roles. But
right.
But they're very well.
So many people. Sorry.
Oh, they're very well respected. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a pretty big industry. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, they've all told me the same stories when it comes to ACTRA in Canada about how screwed up they can be when it comes to like paying residuals and stuff.
Well, it's a different system up here than it is in the States. And we get paid more up front, and then later on, we don't get the residuals. We don't see the residuals for 5 years, which is insane. But once they start coming in, it's nice. But yeah, it's a different system that perhaps could use an update.
Did you end up moving to LA?
I didn't. I've been a few times, and I worked there a little bit in the 80s, but I don't know why I just didn't make the leap. I just had things going on here in Vancouver, and I guess I just never felt that strong urge to uproot and move. You can look back at your life. I wouldn't do it in that. Well, if somebody offered me a job, I'd be there in a heartbeat. I would be. And I love the city. I was down twice last year, and I was reminded of how much I like it. And, but, you just make choices, and you go where the calls are coming and where the work is. And then I had my daughter and my family, and I just made home here. So it's not a road that I chose, but not because I didn't want to. I didn't. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
And I'm a character actor too. I'm not like the leading lady, kind of. In theater, I am, and I'm not saying that you couldn't write a show where I could be the lead on it, and it would be that, to be an audience for that. But in traditional, the way film and TV has been, the kind of, it didn't feel like that was the right move for me at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
It's changed, Television has really changed, and film too, which is great.
Oh, yeah.
Because you get all sizes, shapes, and ages, which is, we're still making steps towards that, but it's changing, and that's pretty great.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be moving to LA this summer.
Oh, great. Do you have a place already?
Yeah, I'm going to be staying at a friend's place for a while until my mom can go out there and we can get a place together. But I got a couple projects in the works and stuff. I got offered a movie out there when I was there a couple weeks ago.
To act in the movie, or to what?
To act.
Great. Oh, congratulations. I didn't know you were an actor.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I act. I do stand-up comedy. I'm aspiring to be a horror host. I'm actually filming my own pilot for my own horror show next week in San Francisco, where I'm from, and gonna see where that takes me. If I can make a few more episodes before I go to LA, that would be great. If not, it could be a nice little hosting reel for me.
Yeah. Oh, well, good luck with that. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I'm pretty excited about it. Yeah, I got some friends together who want to do it, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
That's what it takes. You got people who believe in your project, get them together, come on board in the beginning with just, goodwill and faith, and then look for the money down the line.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The first time I saw you was in Who's Harry Crumb?
Oh my God, I love that movie.
Me too. It was one of my favorite movies growing up. What was John Candy like to work with?
He was fantastic. He was just what you want him to be. Like, sometimes you meet a celebrity and you go, oh, I had a completely different idea about you. But he was exactly as you wanted to be. He was warm and funny and kind and generous and inviting. And in fact, we shot Who's Harry Crumb, and then 2 months after the film was finished shooting, I get a call from the director, Paul Flaherty, in my home, and he says, Beverly, we've changed the end of the movie. We need you to fly down here and reshoot the end of the movie. We've added your character. I go, oh, great, fantastic. And he goes, yeah, but your agent won't let me have you because we've got to go through the proper channels, and get work points towards your green card. You're a Canadian. He goes, but I just want you to get on a plane and come down and film it. And I go, I'll do it. So I told my agent more or less say, I'm going to LA. And I did. I flew down there, and John Candy met me on set. And I walked in and he goes, we're making a sequel after this one. It's going to be called Creme de la Crumb, and you are coming with me. You're my secretary. I just thought, holy crap, I've made it. It was so, this towering 6-foot-tall, fantastic man pointing right at my face and saying, you're coming with me. You are my secretary. And then, so they added into the end of the movie, so I was in the final scene. Well, I said, good luck, Harry, and he goes on. Then the movie didn't do well enough to merit a sequel. So they didn't do the sequel, and I didn't come back.
Yeah,
so that was kind of a drag.
Yeah, I saw him in a talk show from around that time, and he said that, TriStar Pictures pretty much buried the movie and didn't really, promote it correctly.
Such a drag, because I thought it was a great movie. I loved it. I know
it's one of those movies. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's one of those movies that me and my dad can watch over and over again and just crack up.
Yeah, I am going to watch. I love that scene where he's in there buying a new car, and this one, no, this one, no, this one, no, this one. Okay, and he picks one, drives out, smashes it up the minute he leaves the car lot.
Yeah.
There's so many funny things.
I love it when he's...
20... Go ahead, I keep cutting you off.
No, it's okay. I love it when he's the Hungarian guy. My name is Dijor Danush. She's like, can you spell that, please? He's like, I don't think so. Try D.
Oh, I know, that was his brand of humor, and there's a huge audience for it. It's too bad. Creme de la creme. Come on, that would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
And so 25 years later, at least 25 years, maybe 30 years later, I auditioned for a show up here in Vancouver, a sitcom. And I looked at who's one of the producers, and it's Paul Flaherty. And I hadn't seen him in all those years. And it's part of the Flaherty family, like Joe Flaherty's brother.
Yeah.
And I looked at it, and I said to my agent, I go, he liked me. Back in the day when I filmed with John Candy, I said, Paul Flaherty liked me, and I said, maybe I have a shot at this one. And anyway, I went in and auditioned, and then a week later, I get a phone call at home. It's Paul Flaherty. Honestly, 30 years later. So you auditioned for this sitcom. I'm rooting for you. I really want you, but I want you to go back in this callback and do this, and this. I'm like, holy crap. This is fantastic. Anyway, the project ended up going down the tubes, and it didn't go anywhere. But it's pretty nice when people remember you, and it was fun because he goes, Beverly, Paul Flaherty, oh my God, so good to hear from you. You just pick up it was yesterday.
Yeah, it's such a great movie, and my great uncle was a cinematographer in Hollywood, and he was actually good friends with John Candy, and we had made plans to go out there and see them for the summer of '96, but they both died a year apart of each other, and it unfortunately never got to happen. Yeah.
So sad. So sad. I remember when he died, I was doing this job. I was in between filming because it was so many years ago. And I was doing this job where I was delivering flyers door to door. Mm-hmm. And so I'm walking up and down the streets of Vancouver, sticking these flyers in people's doors. And it was the sunniest day here in Vancouver, and I'd heard that John Candy had just died. But there was one big, giant white cloud, just like a big belly up in the sky, and it just hung there. It didn't really make sense with the rest of the big, blue, sunny sky. Mm-hmm. And I just felt like that was him, just hanging up there. And I was so sad, just walking and crying and delivering these flyers.
Oh,
gone too soon. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. It was horrible. Everyone was just devastated over that because he was such a great guy. So then, So then you were on the Canadian Western series Border Town.
Do you know that one?
I've never seen it, but I'm intrigued. So what was it about, and what was it like shooting?
Well, that was my first recurring role on a TV series, so it was pretty fun. We shot for 3 years. It was a French, as in France and Canada, U.S. production. I think it was a 3-way split. And it was a story of a Mountie, a town that was situated right on the border between Canada and the U.S. And so the leads were a Mountie, John Brennan, and a sheriff, Richard Kovac. Can't believe I'm getting these names. And then Sophie Barjac, who was the lead female, and she was French, and she ran the bar. What the heck was her job? She was the lead female in town. So it was the triangle between those two. Did it happen in Canada? Like every half-hour episode had some kind of a Western conflict or trauma or tragedy that happened. And then there was the triangle between, was it in Canada, does the Canadian enforcement, or does the sheriff take hold here, and who gets the love interest of Sophie Barjack, the triangle thing. But it was pretty great. We were filming outdoors all the time in this little western town built out here in Maple Ridge, and wearing all, corsets and long dresses and riding horses and horse and buggies. It was pretty fantastic. And it was a great group of people that everyone, like all the crew and the wranglers and the horse people, they just were such a big part of the production. It just wasn't where the cast was together. It was really, I think because we filmed so much in the rain and the conditions of the weather that we were sort of on survival with each other.
Yeah.
That we would go down to this, there was a horse barn that had a lounge in it, like a bar. And once a month, I'd throw a band together. And the women in the costumes department called themselves the Ladies of Auxiliary, and as in back in the 1800s. And they'd organize the party, and we'd have this big hoedown. Maybe not once a month, but at least twice a season. And we'd just go and drink and dance and play music. And it was a real family. Like sometimes you work on a show and it really bonds, and that was definitely one of them.
Wow, I never even heard of any. I never heard of any of the actors in it. Did any of them work again?
I think John Brennan is still in LA and he's still working. I don't know what he's doing now. Richard Komar, I believe, has left the business. Yeah. I don't know. And Sophie, I think she was back to France. They were all really great, but who knows? People make different choices. Not the easiest business, and it's not for everyone,
Yeah. Then you did the mother of all Westerns with Clint Eastwood, Unforgiven.
I sure did. Unforgiven. I know, that was pretty great. 6 weeks in High River, Alberta, with Clint and Gene Hackman and Richard Harris and Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
I think the cool thing was all those men were 62 years old. And it was that year, in 1991. And they were all such different versions of a 62-year-old man. Clint was like the classic country gentleman. Gene Hackman was the artist. And Richard Harris was like the old, wise theater veteran. And Morgan Freeman was like a wannabe cowboy. He was spending most of his time learning how to lasso and rope horses and ride horses.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was the Academy Award-winning movie. I mean, that's just a great thing to have on your resume.
It is. It so is. And did you know when Clint accepted the award for Best Director, he thanked all the women of Big Whiskey, and he thanked us by name?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you can find that on YouTube, and he's, I want to thank Francis and Anna, and he named like the 6 of us, right? And I was the last one. He goes, and I thought he was going to do the Gilligan's Island thing where he goes, and the rest. We went, and there's Josie and Beverly, and I was like, oh my God! He said my name at the Academy Awards.
Oh, I got to go listen to that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can find it. It's pretty funny. I think I shot out of my body, and I felt like the next 15 minutes I was on the ceiling, literally, physically. When you're surprised beyond any kind of concept of how surprised you could be. That was that moment for me in my life, and my mind was literally blown.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I heard he shoots really fast and finishes days before the last day scheduled.
Oh, he does. He films the rehearsal. You don't even know what you're doing, and the camera's rolling. I remember, Clint, I wasn't even acting. He goes, exactly. Like, moving on. No. Yeah. He just wants it so natural and so real. And then once he caught on to what was going on, like, okay, I gotta get my act together here. But, and he doesn't say rolling. No, he doesn't say action or cut. He says, go ahead. Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
And then he'll go, that's enough. Apparently, I think it comes from being on the spaghetti restaurants in Italy, where if you say action, it would scare the horses.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's rumors that's where it came from, but it was very disconcerting because we're kind of trained like dogs. Action, boom, we go, and then cut. But go ahead. It's a lukewarm entry into the scene. Okay, it's happening, but it works because you're not really holding your breath. You're just breathing and then speaking, which is the goal, ideally.
Mm-hmm. Then you did The Crush, and a good friend of mine is in that movie. Jennifer Rubin plays Carrie Elwes's girlfriend.
Oh, okay. I have to go back and look at that. I can't remember Jennifer Rubin.
Yeah, gorgeous, dark-haired girl, tall, kind of skinny.
Okay. Okay, well, like 1,000 other people in Hollywood. But I will go back and take a look. Yeah. I remember Carrie Elwes, and then the young girl.
Alicia Silverstone.
Thank you so much. Yep. Yeah, that was a fun one to be on. So much is shot up in here in Vancouver. That's also why I didn't leave. There was things going on here.
Yeah. I went to the same high school as Alicia Silverstone, but she was gone about 5 years before I got there. She left when she started doing the Aerosmith music videos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I met a guy once who claimed he lost his virginity to her.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah.
Hard claim to really validate.
Yeah. I doubt it happened, though.
You never know. You never know. We've all got stories in our closets.
Oh, yes. There was a trend.
Oh, yeah.
There was a trend in the 90s where you would see the same formulaic movies like this, where someone is being stalked. It seems like no one really makes them anymore, especially now, because it seems more like people are being stalked on the internet than in their personal lives.
Well, yeah, I don't think people are rushing out to see that, to see that kind of a story, because it's just become,
They've heard
exposed how much danger and uncomfortability and unsafe ways people have been living and coping and surviving. So I think, it's not a topic that's so popular at the moment.
Yeah, they've seen it a million times.
Yeah.
You had a role in a movie that I love so much called Duets.
Oh, really? With Paul Giamatti?
Yes.
I'm in and out like a heartbeat in that one. You got to look pretty close to see me.
Yeah, I'm a karaoke singer, and I honestly don't think I would be if I hadn't seen this movie.
Really?
Yeah, because
wow, had that big of an influence on you.
Well, I had always known about karaoke, but I didn't know how fun it was until I saw this movie. I just thought it was something, drunk people did before, but I didn't know it could be an art and a hobby,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's fun, and it's fun when you go with a group of people, and everybody gets up and then sings along. When we do I've done a lot of the conventions for Once Upon a Time,
mm-hmm.
and where all the fans come out, and we do a karaoke on Friday night. Sometimes there's 500 people, and we're in this ballroom and on stage, and the whole room is just singing at the top of their lungs, Fleetwood Mac or What a Feeling, or some old song from the 80s, and we're just singing at the top of our lungs, having a blast. Like, it's so fun.
Yeah.
We do it for 3 hours, solid, 3 hours, the whole room will sing. Great.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a terrible singer, but I have fun singing.
And that's the thing, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually, I think it's so good for the soul, to sing like that, just to express yourself, to let stuff out.
Mm-hmm. It's very good for the soul, definitely.
Yeah.
You did 2 episodes of the revival of Outer Limits, and there's one I wanted to bring up to you. You got to work with my friend Catherine Mary Stewart.
Was this the one where we're the last women on Earth? Was this the one with...
Let me look that one up.
Oh,
I think so.
Forgetting.
I think so. Let me look it up here. If it was the last woman on Earth one, it most likely was Kathy because she did Night of the Comet in the 80s. Let's see.
Just Catherine Mary Stewart. You have to remind me of that episode.
An overworked man acquires a robot to take care of his household.
Oh, it's the one. What's Roseanne's husband's name?
Tom Arnold.
Yeah, it was one with Tom Arnold.
Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah, I did 2 Outer Limits. That's the one. Right. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
And the robot was crazy.
Yeah.
My scene was, I think I had 2 scenes with that. And one was with Tom Arnold.
Mm-hmm. Was he sober by that point?
He was a functioning actor. I'll say that. Yep.
Yeah,
I'll say no more.
I interviewed somebody earlier today who worked with him at the height of his fame on a movie and said that he was always drinking and being negative and stuff. Yeah, so.
Yeah, no, that was not my experience. Not at all.
That's good.
Not at all. Yes.
That's good. And then you were in a great movie called The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Oh, isn't that the sweetest? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved it. And it's having a revival. I teach kids acting, and I teach 10, 11, 12, 13-year-olds after school, and I teach, on camera and auditioning. And it's funny, because when they hit a certain age, they all seem to find that movie, and they go, oh my God, you were in that, and you were smoking. And do what they cigarettes. But it's just such a coming-of-age movie. I like that it's got a life, one of those good ones.
Yeah, I love movies about women and their friendships, and I saw this when it was first on DVD when it came out, and I was just blown away by it, because I had heard really good reviews about it, but it really surprised me. Right.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, it was a nice surprise. It was nice to get that one too. I didn't think it was mine. I was, you go to an audition, you go, oh, look at my name's on that one. And they actually called me in to be the reader. I was helping out with the auditioning, and then my agent called and said, no, you got it. I thought, Anyway, once again, not my beeswax. Let them do the work, and I just show up and do my part.
Mm-hmm. You've had a very blessed career. You've been working nonstop since you began.
Thank you. It doesn't feel like that, but I'll take it. I know the big blank spots in between where what's going to happen now. But I have made a living and made a good living and have a really good life, and it's all been from showbiz. So thank you. I feel very blessed. And I'm not going to lie, I work really hard, but I also have had a lot of joy and met amazing people in this business. The kindness, the creativity, the talent continues to blow my mind. I can't imagine being in any other business,
mm-hmm.
that would have this kind of reward. For me, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not a...
Mm-hmm.
And, this is my calling, and this is the place that I thrive. So, thank you for that.
Of course. Do you have any upcoming projects that you can talk about?
Well, I got a couple. I'm working on a Hallmark movie. There's so many Hallmark and Lifetime movies filming here in Vancouver.
Yeah.
And they just keep coming up with new genres and new everything. So I've done a couple. I work on Picture Perfect. It's going to be coming out. I've got a little part as a florist. I'm working on one right now called Eat, Drink, and Be Married.
It's a good title.
I'm not going to tell you what it's about. I'm not going to tell you. Not at all. But I did a little short film called Tips, which is going to be hilarious. It's about a waitress who snaps. I play a realtor who's in a restaurant and everything is wrong with everything about the meal. Mm-hmm. And the waitress, there's three people at our table, and she goes into this fantasy sequence of how she wants to murder each of us. And it's just in her mind. So it's quite well done. It's a short film. And so that's coming out somewhere. And then I'm in another one called a tiny little part. It's called Puppet Killer. Mm-hmm. It's a horror. Actually, I think it's going to be good. It's about this puppet.
Nice.
And it's haunted. Yeah, it's just going to be released. I got invited to the release here in Vancouver in June, but watch for it because this is your genre.
Yeah.
Puppet Killer. Yeah. I said it's my part of the school principal and that. Wow. And I think there's another one, but I can't remember if it's going to get a release date or not. It's kind of in the shelves right now. We'll see.
Oh, that sucks when the movie.
And then I do theater, so I do theater, and I have a couple of performances of my one-woman show coming out. I'm doing it up here on the island in British Columbia in Powell River, and then I'm going to Ontario to the Live Festival to do a week of performances at my one-woman show called Sink or Swim, which I took to New York last year, and I did it at a festival in New York.
It seems to me everyone's doing one-person shows these days.
Well, it's kind of a way to, get some stories out there, and it exercises a different muscle. Yeah. I really like it. It's harder because you're also the producer. I am my own producer as well. I have a director and I have a team that work with me. They're amazing. But, I like being in front of a live audience a lot.
Yeah, I want to do a one-man show of my stand-up, and I need to be settled in one place permanently before I can do that,
Yeah.
I eventually will.
Great. Well, do it. It's so rewarding. It's so rewarding.
Mm-hmm. Do you get really nervous before a performance?
I do. And then the best thing I can do is just remember, it's not about me. It's a gift to them. You really are just a vessel. People have made the time and energy to come out of their houses and turn off the TV and get in their car and drive and get dressed up, or, just put their lives together so they're sitting in this theater. Uh-huh. They just want to be taken away from their lives for a while. So you just tell them a story. Mm-hmm. It's not about, they're not sitting there judging you. They're not going, oh my God. They really want to be told a story. And when I consciously remember that, I free myself up of all that ego crap, which is what it is. It's useless, and it's just ego, narcissist. And I've done the work. I know the lines. I know the story. I know my part. Go out and just give it. Give. Mm-hmm. And it usually works. And usually then I have fun, and then they have fun, Mm-hmm. As soon as I start thinking, oh, they're not going to like me, I'm not good enough, or who's out there, and I'm hooped. Hooped. I might as well just walk off the stage.
That's wonderful. So here's the fun part of the podcast. There's this game I like to play with guests. It's this four silly questionnaire. I ask you a question, you answer it, and then you ask me the same question back, and I answer it. Okay, 4 silly questions. Beverly, are you ticklish?
I am behind my knees, oddly enough. Tommy, are you ticklish?
I'm very ticklish. Is your belly button an innie or an outie?
My belly button is an innie. Tommy, is your belly button an innie or an outie?
It's an outie.
Oh.
Yes, it's very cute.
I know. You don't see many of those.
No, they're very rare. In
Yeah.
fact, there's this one girlfriend of mine. She's black, and I showed it to her, and she was like, "Oh my God, are you half black?" And I'm like, "No, why?" She's like, "I have only seen Audi belly buttons on black guys."
Oh. Honestly, yeah, I'm not familiar with very many, so.
Yeah. What color are your toenails painted?
I have the winter freedom of no nail polish right now. Oh, yes, that's the answer, yes. No, I like to give a break, and in the summer I go whole hog, probably a nice bright red.
Ooh, nice.
What color are your toenails? What color are your toenails painted?
Blue-green.
Wild.
Yeah, I had to make sure that they were pretty when I went out to LA a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
Now I got to touch up on
I like
them.
that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love doing my nails. I have since I was 13.
It's fun. Body art.
Mm-hmm. And now here's my favorite question. Is there any stinky smell that makes you gag?
Many. It's one time I had left a pot of old, I boiled some broccoli.
Yeah.
Then I left the pot on the stove for 3 days, just thinking it's a pot that I'll wash, but I could not figure out where the smell was coming from. I cleaned my stove, my fridge, scrubbed the floor, cleaned the whole kitchen, and it was still there. Then I opened this pot, and it was just broccoli water, but it was ghastly. So, yeah, I could actually have a little throw up right now. Tommy, is there any smell that makes you gag?
Yeah. When I first got out of the hospital, I had really bad athlete's foot for about 6 months. That was the worst. It's either that or any kind of sulfur, or as much as I love smoking marijuana smell really makes me gag.
These are very strange questions.
Is that strange in an offensive kind of way?
Well, no. It's just the fact that you want someone to relive the sensation of gagging over a bad smell is quite it's a curious road to travel down, shall we say.
I'm a free spirit, and I meet lots of free spirits on this podcast.
Good. Well, that's good. You have a good life.
Yeah. Now here's some jokes for you.
Okay.
How do you make your wife scream twice?
I don't know.
You fuck her up the ass and then wipe your dick on the curtain.
Oh, that's terrible.
What?
And the other one?
Let's see. Why do men like to marry virgins?
I don't know.
Because they can't stand criticism.
I like half of that.
What half do you like?
Well, I believe the second half. They can't stand criticism. I don't know. No, it's a joke. I'm not going to analyze it.
Okay, here's the showstopper. It's a long one. Okay, Cinderella is about to go to the ball, and she's on her period, and the fairy godmother gives her these magic tampons and says, okay, you can go to the ball, but you have to be home by midnight or else they'll turn into a pumpkin. She says, okay, fairy godmother, I will. So 12:30 rolls around. Fairy godmother is pacing around the house, angry because Cinderella has not shown up. But then she does show up at 4 a.m., and she's stumbling drunk. And fairy godmother says, where were you? You were supposed to be home by midnight. And Cinderella's like, I'm so sorry, fairy godmother. I met this great guy, and we danced all night. His name was Peter.
Yeah.
You get it?
No.
Peter Pumpkin Eater.
Oh. Okay, I get it.
It's an American thing.
No, it's not. It's just a nursery rhyme thing. I didn't go back there.
Yeah,
Okay, I get it. That's enough jokes for me.
Okay, some people, they get that one right away, and some don't.
Right.
So don't feel bad.
I don't feel bad at all. I think we just have to combine different streams of humor, which is what makes the world go round.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Well, Beverly, I thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome, Tommy. Thank you. And
Yes.
When can I hear this?
I'm gonna have it uploaded by within the next half hour or so.
Okay, can you shoot me on Facebook the info?
Of course.
Okay, great.
Of course. And I thank you for all the years of entertainment, and I'm glad that you're going to keep going. I hope your one-woman show is a huge success.
Bless you for that. Thank you. Thank you. And best of luck with everything you've got coming down the pipe for you, because I know you've got some big changes happening. So onward and good luck.
They're wonderful changes, and if I'm ever in Canada, I'd love to see you perform.
Oh, let's make that happen. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, Beverly. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, there you have it. Beverly Elliott. Ain't she a sweetheart? Thank you so much, Beverly. You are a sweet lady and a lot of fun, and you have great stories. If you like this video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, add me as a friend on Facebook, join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all the time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past, because the present sucks. Later, dudes.